What's up, fellow preppers? So for those of you who are growing your own vegetables at home, especially in the UK, you're not going to get major variety, but I guarantee you'll be able to do potatoes and carrots. So that's what today's recipe is based upon. It's the simplest, easiest soup you'll ever make, but it's really nice. So the first thing we're going to do is we've got very large potatoes. So if they're store-bought, then you can get baked potatoes, but it doesn't matter what size. The reason I get large ones is just because it's easier to peel in one go than peeling 4 or 5 little ones. So we're just going to take the skin off our potato. And then the potato peeler breaks. Plan B, still taking our skin off, but would have been a bit more old school. So we end up with 4 like that for now. Then we've got carrots, so we're only doing 3. Depends how you like your recipe, you'll get to learn how you taste it better. You can peel these. I tend to just give carrots a scrape like that, which cleans them up quite nicely. That was the easy bit. Now we have our grater. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 75% of the potatoes we just peeled. So there's 4, so we're going to grate 3 of them. We're grating it straight into the pan and it comes out like that. So we'll grate 3 of these now. Get it down to the last piece. As long as it's no bigger than that, that can just be thrown in there. And now we'll do the same with the carrots. We'll grate 75% of them. So there we have our mixture, all grated. It goes a long way, you do get a lot, so you'll have to gauge your own proportions according to the pan. I'm using a small pan today. I've got a massive stock pot here, but I'm not using that for this one. I'm just doing a small batch to show you. So that's 75% of our carrot and potato in there. Now the other 25%, all we're going to do is cut that up into chunks no bigger than the end of your thumb. Throw them in as well. There you go. I like to cut the carrots into these little wedge shapes and throw them in as well. That'll mix around, and we're just going to fill that up now with water. Now, depending on how much you've got, it doesn't matter how much water you put in there. The flavour's either stronger or less. I think I've got quite a lot in that pan, to be fair, so I think I'll fill the water quite far up and it'll still be quite thick. That's one very full pan. The last ingredient is according to taste. Now, this recipe is my future father-in-law's recipe, and he uses ham stock cubes. I couldn't find ham stock cubes anywhere. Like, I don't know if that's just a Scottish thing, or I don't know, but locally, around near me, I couldn't find ham stock cubes. So I'm using vegetable stock, but I assume you could use any flavour you wanted, depending on your own taste. But we're just going to put in 3 stock cubes and salt and pepper, and then that's your lot. We'll get in carefully and give that a stir around because, like I say, it is quite full. And now we'll get it on the heat. So this is one of those recipes, guys, while it's heating, make sure you keep stirring it so that stock cube does break down fully in the water. Once it comes to the boil, you can put it on a simmer. After about 30 to 40 minutes, it'll be ready to eat. Now, it's one of those, the longer you leave it, the better, in my personal opinion. It's why it's ideal for campfires. If you can get this in a cast iron pot, leave it on the fire, you can sit there half the day before you're ready, and you can just help yourself when you want some. What I tend to do is, if it's in a rush and I want this like for in an hour's time, I'll just boil it up, let it simmer the rest of the time, and as soon as it's ready to serve, take the heat off then. But ideally, I'll prep it the day before or the night before. I'll boil it up, let it simmer for a while, but then I'll tip it into the slow cooker and I'll just leave it in the slow cooker for a few hours at least. And it's perfect. We'll be back in a few hours with the taste test. And there we have the final result. Do a bit of a taste test. It's very nice. Oh yes. Not quite as good as when the father-in-law does with the ham stock, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. But with the vegetable stock, it's still really nice. That entire batch will probably do about 10 to 12 portions at least. You can add more water to make it go further. Make sure if you add more water, you add another stock cube on top. But for that price, we're talking less than £1 worth of potatoes, less than 50p's worth of carrots, and the stock cubes. So £2 across 10 meals, that's 20p a bowl of soup. Can't beat that. Let me know if you've got a different recipe I could try in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.